Hey, Angie here for tabletblog.de. I'm at the booth from Sony again, well in their media kind of room launch, and we want to take a closer look at the Sony Xperia Z4 tablet again that was introduced yesterday here at Mobile World Congress. In this video we want to compare to the iPad Air 2. This one is actually the first iPad Air, but the tablets are not that different, so I think we can compare them. I will just tell you both specs of the iPad Air 1 and 2. First, let's take a look at the display. We have a 9.7-inch display on the iPad Air, of course, and a 10.1-inch display on the Sony Xperia Z4 tablet. Both have a pretty high pixel density. Of course, we have the Retina display on the iPad Air 1 and 2, and the resolution of the Xperia Z4 tablet is 2560 by 1600, so both have a very high pixel density, both pretty big displays. The one of the Xperia Z4 tablet is a little bit bigger though. Another difference is of course the form factor. This is 16 by 10 and this 4 by 3. I prefer 4 by 3 for reading and so on, for surfing the web, but of course for movies and also games, in my opinion, the 16 by 10 form factor is a lot better. You don't have any black bars on the top and the bottom, which you get with the iPad Air. Alright, that are the displays on the front. Both have a front-facing camera, no home buttons or anything on the Xperia Z4 tablet, but of course we have the typical home button on the iPad Air 1 and 2. Let's take a quick look at the form factor. The Xperia Z4 tablet is a little bit, I would say higher, but also a little bit thinner. I mean on this side thinner, but if you look down here, we see that compared to the iPad Air 1, this Xperia Z4 tablet is a lot thinner. It's only 6.1 millimeters, but the iPad Air 2 is 6.1 millimeters as well, so there's no difference there if you take the latest models. But there's a big difference on the weight, because the iPad Air 2 weighs around 440 grams depending on which version you get, if it's with LTE or without. And the Xperia Z4 tablet weighs about 390 grams, again depending if it's with LTE or not, a couple of grams differences. But the fact is that the Xperia Z4 tablet is lighter than the iPad Air 1 and the iPad Air 2. And that's a big thing that we have to take notice of. Another thing different is the build quality. The Xperia Z4 tablet has a pretty good build quality, but I think we only have a little bit of metal around the edges here, but the rest is definitely all plastic. It still is a pretty good build quality. It has a nice matte finish to it, so you won't see fingerprints that easily. But of course we have an aluminium. You have aluminium on the iPad Air 1 and 2, which feels, it's a very high build quality as well. And I guess that's a big main difference or main reason why there's quite a big difference in weight here. The Xperia Z4 tablet is noticeably smaller than the iPad Air 2. Inside the iPad Air 2, of course, runs an Apple A8X processor, while the Xperia Z4 tablet has a Qualcomm chip. It's a Snapdragon 810, which is an octa-core processor that's clocked at 2 GHz. There's 3 GB of memory inside, as well as up to 32 GB of storage. With the iPad Air 2, of course, we have several storage options coming from 16 GB all the way to 128 GB. Both have an 8 megapixel camera on the back. The Xperia Z4 tablet has NFC, of course. The iPad Air does not. Let's get to the one thing that before we go to the operating systems. The Xperia Z4 tablet is protected against water and dust, which is quite nice. The iPad Air, let's quickly put in my security code, the iPad Air 1 and 2 is not, although you won't get it, you won't be able to damage it as quickly if you're working in the rain or whatever. The Xperia Z4 tablet, you could put it into the bathtub with you or into an aquarium if you want to, but I don't know, I've never done that with any tablet, but maybe some do. That are the operating systems. We have iOS 8 on the iPad Air 2, of course, or iPad Air 1 in this case, and Android 5.0 Lollipop on the Xperia Z4 tablet. Both are very nice operating systems. I'm typically more of an Android fan, but in the case of the iPad Air, I use it quite a lot actually. Even though I prefer Android, I watch movies on here, play a couple of games, surf the web. But for working, if I'm working with a tablet, then I a little bit prefer the Android tablets in general, and in this case, the Xperia Z4 tablet. Yeah, I'm just more comfortable with the interface. But that's a personal choice. Everybody likes something else. There are a lot of iPad fans out there, a lot of Android fans, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What's interesting to note is that you can get Bluetooth keyboard cover for the Xperia Z4 tablet. Of course, there are a lot of keyboard options for the iPad as well. Alright, this is a quick comparison with the Sony Xperia Z4 tablet and the iPad Air 2 from Apple. I'm Andrew for tabletblog.de. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe this YouTube channel for more videos from Mobile World Congress and all the other tech events out there. Thanks for watching.